Picture this. Your guests walk in. The smell of roasted turkey fills the air. The table is set like something out of a Pinterest dream. And everyone's having the time of their lives. That's the Thanksgiving dinner party we're going to help you create today. No stress, no last-minute panic, just good vibes, great food, and unforgettable memories.
Exactly. And here's the kicker. Whether it's your first time hosting or you're a seasoned pro, we're spilling the secrets to make your party the talk of the season. From guest lists to gravy, decorations to desserts, we're covering it all. Plus, we've got some hilarious stories and unexpected twists along the way.
Oh, and stay tuned because later in the episode, we'll share a few quick hacks that'll save you time and maybe even make your guests think you're a professional chef.
So grab your notepad or your grocery list and let's get into it.
Welcome back to another episode of English Podcast Academy. I'm Becca.
And I'm Ron. Today, we're bringing you the ultimate Thanksgiving survival guide. The perfect blend of tips, stories, and juicy details to make your Thanksgiving unforgettable.
We're combining everything from planning the perfect dinner party to dealing with family drama. Plus, we've got hilarious personal stories, controversial table topics, and maybe a few cautionary tales.
Basically, if you're hosting, attending, or just hiding in the kitchen with a plate of stuffing, this episode is for you.
Let's get started. First, we'll share the vibe we're going for this Thanksgiving. And later, stick around for juicy details about who's banned from our family dinners and why. Okay, before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's talk about what Thanksgiving actually is. Besides an excuse to eat until you can't move. In the U.S., Thanksgiving is all about gathering with family and friends to reflect on gratitude, eat a massive feast, and maybe watch some football. It's celebrated on the fourth Thursday of November.
In Canada, we celebrated earlier on the second Monday of October. The vibe is similar, but it's more low-key. Fewer massive gatherings, more focus on small, intimate dinners.
Exactly. So whether you're going big or keeping it cozy, we've got all the tips to make it stress-free.
All right, first things first, your guest list. For me, I like to keep it balanced. A mix of family and friends. It keeps the energy fun and light.
Totally. But here's a pro tip. Think about space. If you're in a small apartment, maybe don't invite 25 people, no matter how much you love them.
And consider personalities. You want good vibes, not drama. We'll get into the no longer invited list later, but trust us, it's worth thinking about.
Now, let's talk food. Thanksgiving is all about the feast, so planning the menu is key. Start with the basics. Turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, and pie. Add in unique dishes that reflect your personality. For example, my family always makes a sweet potato casserole with a pecan topping. It's a game changer.
For me, drinks are just as important. Whether it's a sparkling cider, soda, or a fun punch, having something festive to sip on sets the tone.
When it comes to cooking, start with the things that take the longest, like the turkey. While that's roasting, tackle the baked goods and save sides like mashed potatoes for last.
Oh, and don't forget to plan for dietary restrictions. There's always someone who's gluten-free, vegan, or allergic to something. A quick heads-up text can save you a lot of last-minute stress.
All right, let's talk decor. My inspiration? All those cozy farmhouse-style Pinterest boards. Think candles, pumpkins, and greenery. I love shopping at Michael's, Target, or even thrift stores for budget-friendly finds.
I'm more of a minimalist. Table runners, a few candles, and maybe some DIY touches, like maple leaves or pine cones. Home Goods and Amazon are my go-tos.
And don't forget about the centerpiece. It doesn't have to be fancy, but it's the first thing people notice when they sit down. Okay, Ron, who's your favorite person to see at Thanksgiving?
That's easy, my Uncle Mike. He's the guy who brings a cooler of soda and kicks off the games. It's not Thanksgiving without him.
For me, it's my grandma. She's the storyteller of the family, and every year she has a new tale that leaves us crying with laughter. Like the time she roasted a turkey with the giblets still inside. Now let's get into the juicy stuff, family drama. Every family has that person who brings up politics, right? In my family, it's my cousin Jake. He loves starting debates during dessert.
Oh, same here. My Aunt Linda is the queen of stirring the pot. Last year she asked, "So who voted for who?" right as we were cutting the pie.
And don't forget the RSVPs. There's always someone who forgets to respond, but shows up anyway. It throws the whole seating and food plan out of whack.
Speaking of seating, last year, my cousin refused to sit by my dad because of some ancient argument. Like, come on.
All right, Ron, let's spill the tea. Who's banned from your Thanksgiving?
That would be my cousin Trevor. He borrowed my mom's silverware set one year, and we never saw it again. That was his last invite.
For me, it's my ex-stepdad. He used to show up late, criticize the food, and then pack leftovers before we even started eating. Hard pass. Okay, my wildest Thanksgiving story. One year, my mom tried to deep fry a turkey without defrosting it first. The fire department showed up, and we ended up eating pizza.
That's gold. My story? We did a potluck one year, and my cousin brought sushi. Half the family got food poisoning. Lesson learned, stick to traditional dishes.
All right, before we wrap up, let's go over a few words to impress your Thanksgiving guests. Gratitude. The feeling of being thankful. Thanksgiving is all about showing gratitude for the good things in life.
Feast. A large, elaborate meal. The Thanksgiving feast is the highlight of the day.
Stuffing. A seasoned mixture used in or served alongside a turkey. The stuffing was so good, I went back for seconds.
Leftovers. Food remaining after a meal. Thanksgiving leftovers make the best sandwiches.
Cornucopia. A symbol of abundance. The cornucopia centerpiece added a festive touch. Well, there you have it, everything you need to survive, host, and maybe even enjoy Thanksgiving.
Whether your turkey's perfect or your uncle's talking politics, remember to roll with it. That's what makes Thanksgiving memorable.
Catch you next time on Holiday Hacks Unwrapped. And until then, keep the sushi away from the stuffing. Bye, everyone.